Have you seen that?
Hey, what's up, and welcome back to
China.
1, 2, 3, 3 Guys Pickin.
Yeah.
I'm your host Tyler. With me, as always, is Brodie.
No, I know.
And
It's Dave the Extra, dude.
that is.
D to the
Sometimes
E.
you have to check
Yeah.
because it could have been Mike.
Yeah, because he likes to bring the other.
yeah, Mike D and Mike the Extra, they were busy. You know, there was like an old episode of the practice on.
So we got our best extra ever. Welcome back to 3 Guys Pickin, the most electrifying cable access show in Chicago.
And also the world. We have a very special show for you here today.
We've got a great show. In fact, it might be one of the coolest people we've ever had on the show. We got Randy from Lamb of God. One of the top heavy metal acts today. They are the headliners of the Sounds of the Underground tour that's trucking its way across the USA. And they are just single-handedly, with the help of others, wresting the balance of music from the Ashley Simpsons of the world
From
back
the edges of
to where it belongs. Heavy metal rolling, yeah! Yeah! So Randy was kind enough to sit down with us, chat a bit about all things Lamb of God, and it was pretty kick-ass, and he was a cool dude. We hope you guys enjoy what we have for you here today.
Didn't you make me listen to that Ashley Simpson CD?
She is kind of
I
cute.
love
like
the smell of Coors in the morning.
Settle down, Nicole.
Where did we get this guy? I mean, he only does the cameras, brings the lights, sets everything up, edits, sometimes directs, and then
Books the guests,
winds
does the soundtrack.
But other than that,
Other than that,
mean,
what do we need him for?
It's
Did I ever tell you the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Me so scared.
So that's one thing I didn't get to talk to Randy about was Star Wars and whether he dug the new shit or dug episode 3 or because I like to talk Star Wars with people and see what's going on.
Alright, and we'll get the phone and get back to you.
So you guys picking us a very special treat for you today. We are sitting here with the lead singer of Lamb of God. We've got Randy.
Howdy.
Welcome to 3 Guys Pickin.
Let's pick some stuff.
All right. Well, let's start with picking about the Sounds of the Underground tour. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how it's going for you?
It's going really well. It's the first year of the tour. A few kinks to be worked out, but so far it's really nice, man. The lineup is pretty phenomenal, and amazingly enough, with one stage and one PA, it's going pretty smooth. The changeovers and stuff. Kids are coming out, you know, and I think they're getting a good deal for their money, really, the ticket price and so forth, you know. Well, we got 18 bands or something for $30. It's not bad, you know.
Yeah, that's definitely a great deal. And you guys have been a part of a festival, so to speak, like this before when you toured with Ozfest.
Ozfest!
How can you maybe compare the two, or maybe?
Well, it's Ozfest was really good for us. The people were nice to us. This tour is a little bit more relaxed because it's just not as much of a massive production effort, I think.
Like this one's just, it's about the bands and it's about the music played, more as like where Ozfest is like a festival sort of.
Yeah, it's totally, you know, they got the crazy vendor village and, you know, and we have some of that here, but this is more like, I suppose, like a hardcore show or something, you know, as opposed to the massive, like, corporate blowout that is Ozfest. But Ozfest was fun, you know. We were actually right here about a year ago doing it, and, you know, it's a good time. This tour is fun too, you know, and we're lucky enough to be the headliners.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a great thing. And as far as that as well, you guys are coming on as the headliners of Sounds of Underground, and a lot of the word of mouth about the tour is that it is very good. It's very back down to earth. It's about the bands. It's about getting the kids in and seeing the shows. Do you see this maybe someday turning into more than what Ozfest is, kind of like a Sound of the Underground versus
Well,
Ozfest?
that's an interesting question because I've been thinking about where this tour will go. This is the first year, and our guitar player Mark was actually talking to one of the festival organizers the other day and saying, you know, you got to keep this kind of dangerous, you know, and not go too acceptable, I suppose, you know.
Just keep it on the fringes.
Well, I mean, look at the name of the tour.
Yeah.
You know, unless you call it, you know, Sounds of the Not So Underground, you know, you can't add like Chevelle on it or something like that, you know.
Welcome to the Pepsi Center in the city.
Exactly, you know. It's like, you know, Johnny Rotten, you never saw him on TV being like, you know, I am an anarchist, buy Diet Coke. You know, so it's kind of like, you kind of got to keep it real, quote unquote. Although, according to Mr. Chappelle, sometimes keeping it real goes wrong.
Bling, bling, blow.
Are you going to turn music on or?
Bling.
Why do we need music? We got Dave.
What, is that a Brown joke?
It's a-
Just sing for him, Dave! You're here to sing, come on!
I'm a monkey. I'll do spirit fingers.
no, it's a Dave joke.
Sing, 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 sing a ling song, song a sing, bling blong, ding a bong.
Ding a bong.
So anyway, we are back in the midst
Welcome back,
middle
Guys
and-
Pickin.
or near the end of our interview with
Welcome
Randy of
back.
Lamb of God.
God. So yeah, these guys are pretty kick-ass. I mean, they used to, you know, they've been on Ozfest, they've been on all these other tours. Now, headliners, Sounds of the Underground. They're playing with people like Guar.
That's a good play on words. Sounds of the underground.
Yeah, because it's not really a rhyme per se, because it's like a compound word, two words together to make one new word.
Under and ground.
Right. And then rhymed with sounds, which is its own word.
Which would mean beneath the
right.
ground.
Not on top of. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So Sounds of the Underground meaning like, you know, this is music that's like, it's not, you're not hearing this on the radio. You're hearing Rob Thomas, you know.
I wanna be in Enrique. I want to be in
Anna Kournikova. And Lamb of God doesn't do anything like that, because they're just like, rah, you know, they're pretty badass dudes. Put on a great show at Sounds of the Underground. They're rocking their way across the USA. It still rhymes. So. See, Tyler's now getting into his mode because like his girlfriend called him or something, and she's coming home or she's going away. So now he's all sour now. He's like, I'm not gonna be funny anymore. I want to get you guys out of here.
It is kind of what you said. The blah blah part.
But yeah, tell us the story about what happened when we went to do Sound of the Underground.
Oh, that was a good story. But you know what? I don't quite tell it as good as you. So please, enlighten
Well,
us.
you know, I do tell it better than you, but you know who says it better than any of us? Dave the Extra. Go ahead, buddy.
You know, I could totally tell the story, but you know, you guys are always mad when I take the
No,
spotlight
he's mad. I know.
and stuff, and
I want you
ultimately
here.
he really doesn't ever have anything really poignant.
No,
Ooh, that was a good word.
That's a good word.
A good word.
Yeah.
Poignant to say. So why don't we just go ahead and throw it back?
We'll
on
go back to him. That's
Go ahead.
We'll
Go ahead,
put it
buddy.
like this, Dave.
No, you
This
put
is
it like
your
this,
chance
Dave.
to talk. If you don't want to talk,
Why are you pointing at me?
we won't give you any more chances. So you're either talking now,
Chances.
or you're done talking.
What are chances? You from Chicago?
That's right.
Chances.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, do your putty. Do your putty.
Yeah, that's right.
Or just do the going to hell one.
Why do I gotta do it? You're the one going to hell. High five.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Do the one about undercutting.
We don't even know what that is. High five.
Do the one when he stole Jerry's car, right? Or was that the guy from Ray Romano?
Ray Romano.
That's the guy from Ray, or Everybody Loves Rain. What? I never saw that show.
You're lucky.
Like it was on for like how many years was that on? A lot. Like it just went off. I never saw it. I don't love Raymond.
I saw him.
Therefore,
he was
the
on King of Queens.
The title is false because
Leah
Leah,
Remini.
yeah.
Leah Remini, Stacey Carosi from Saved by the Bell when they were on the beach
What?
working at the cabana. She played Stacey Carosi.
Who?
Leah Remini was on Saved by the Bell.
Did he just reference Saved by the Bell?
Love of God, Chino. Also, last year there was a little reality series that was filmed during the Battle for Ozfest.
Oh yes, the battle for our.
Did you run into any of those kids that were the contestants?
Yeah, there was a little run-in with one of them. It's my boy Mark, who's in A Dozen Furies. He's a nice kid. A band that was on Ozfest with us last year, Magnify. They're good friends of ours from, especially mine, from Vegas. They had pulled up the night before, and some of the Battle for Ozfest kids had been little shitheads to them. So they were like, Randy, I hear you get one of them today. They were being pricks last night. I'm like, no problem, you know. I worked this kid like a rented mule, man, you know. He took it well, though, you know. But I had fun with it. You know, imagine Full Metal Jacket in front of about 8,000 people at a metal show, you know, in the boot camp session. It's a good time.
Yeah, it was an interesting show to watch because, you know, it seemed like when they were showing stuff on stage and they were showing the bands, you know, that was when stuff picked up a lot.
Yeah.
As a music fan myself, watching all the back scene stuff, you were looking to see the back scene or get glimpses of the actual bands that were there, and you're always kind of like, okay, done with the kids, let's have them interact with the other bands as well. So
it's an interesting idea. We'll see how they do on Ozfest this year.
yeah.
You know?
I want to talk a little bit about your DVD, Philadelphia, that came out. It's been getting, it's been doing fairly well. It's been getting a lot of good words as well.
Yeah.
Wanted to get your idea on why that came about, how you guys kind of got together and decided to do it.
Well, people have been clamoring for a DVD for a while, and we did. The first DVD was a rather short one called Terror and Hubris, and it had some stuff, just mostly film footage that we compiled, and we just kind of put it out to give the kids something until we had the time to really put together a full-length DVD. And this one, we hired our friend Doug from High Roller Studios, and he traveled with us for about a month in the States and in England and Scotland and Wales, and just hung out with us and filmed us. And it's a pretty honest representation of what it was like to be in this band at that particular point in time. There's some good stuff, some not so good stuff, some stuff that most bands would probably leave out, you know. But you know,
I think that's the biggest thing that jumps out is like you said, it is very honest. It's a real portrayal of what went on. You guys didn't sugarcoat it. You didn't cut out different stuff and let's have them hit this button and see us all just
rocking,
dancing around.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, you guys let the cameras back and showed everything. I was just wondering what your thought process was on that. And
well, really, man. I mean, I see pros and cons to it because it's like, I get tired of like having some dude with a camera 24/7 always filming, and you just want to be a regular person. But at the same time, for these kids who have this glorified idea of what it's like to live this life, it shows them, you know, a lot of exactly what goes on, you know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it was, you know, Doug's a good dude. We had a good time with him. We get along with him very well. He's out with us on this tour, actually, filming all the bands for the Sounds of the Underground tour documentary. And I think it's a good thing. It's kind of a pain in the ass, though, to have everybody know so much about your personal life at times, you know? But fuck it. You know, I mean, I've had worse jobs.
might as well give it a whirl, huh?
Yeah, man, you know, I've done construction, worked in restaurants, done whatever to make ends meet, and if I gotta have some guy with a camera for a month film me be an idiot or whatever, you know, it's not the hardest way to make a buck, I suppose.
About maybe the state of modern metal these days. You know, it seems like music is always kind of cyclical. It goes through
Of course.
all different types of stuff. And does it seem to you that maybe it's coming back to kind of a hard rock, a heavy metal kind of thing?
Right now, yes. That could have something to do with the, you know, geopolitical climate, I suppose. If you look back to the Reagan era, there was a lot of really good metal, a lot of really good punk rock and hardcore that came out of then, you know, because it was was kind of a bad time, you know, at least in my eyes. And I think right now it's kind of the same thing, what with George Bush in office. It is cyclical though, and you know, who knows what'll be big next, like, you know, maybe, you know, trance polka or something, you know, who knows, you know.
There's some good things you can do with an accordion.
Yeah, there you go, man.
That'd be an interesting thing.
I've done many good things with an accordion, some of which I cannot mention on film.
Now, with you guys, you know, being on the Sounds of the Underground and being the headliner, and maybe seeing that shift, you know, back to metal, do you guys feel like maybe you're one of the flag bearers for?
Well, they call us that. You know, they call us that, and it's flattering. You know, there's this term they use, the new wave of American heavy metal. It's a term coined by journalists, I guess, to describe the kind of scene that has sort of erupted over the last few years. But it's, you know, we're just playing music that makes us happy. You know, we definitely aren't like, hey, we're the torchbearers of metal, and we're, you know, gonna put on our Man of War outfits and bring it back, you know, or whatever. But it's flattering. But I mean, you know, it's just what we do, and you know, if people view us as kind of influencing a scene, it's okay, you know, whatever. I mean, but it is cyclical. It'll die without a shadow of a doubt. It'll die, and something else will come back in. You know, whatever. It's all good. We're just enjoying the ride while we have it.
Hey, what's up, and welcome back to the Sounds of the Underground show with your host, Lamb of
Sounds of the
God.
Underground, whipped cream, whipped cream.
We are three guys picking. We sat down with Randy from
How about
Lamb of
Queen of the
God.
Whipped Cream?
That's Queen of the Whipped Cream.
Great guy, great interview, great
Queen of the
show.
Whipped Cream. Cream with the Whipped Cream. What? Cream with the Whipped Cream.
We even did the what? I was with the Queen of the Whipped Cream, yeah, Queen of the Whipped Cream, Queen of the Whipped Cream,
Okay.
yeah, Queen of the Whipped
Guys,
Cream.
This is the Randy show from Lamb of God.
Oh. Jinx, show me coke. Yeah. Sorry, Randy. We had a little artistic moment. Queen of the Whipped Cream. We're gonna lay that
Yeah,
down.
we are, dude.
Because we got the stacks
It's
on
gonna be a hot track.
on backs and jump. Yeah. So
It's a hot track.
hot track. And all we gotta do is like throw some little dance move, like dust your shoulder off and lean back. We go, Queen of the Whipped Cream, bend down, and that's like the new dance. Everyone's yo, just bend down, bend down, bend down. That's the new one, dude.
Yours is more.
Bend down, all three
I don't think we're gonna be able to use this one for Lamb of God.
Lamb of God's cool. Randy's a cool guy. He chatted with us, and it's
I don't
cool.
think we'll be able to use this.
It's
for
a cool
most
thing
any of
that
our
I
shows.
do the interviews because first of all the camera loves me, and
When are we
for some
doing? When are we
reason,
doing the Jay-Z?
I have a
tour or
good
something so
rapport
we
with
could use
people.
that?
Seemed like Randy was into it and wanted to talk, and so it was fun. And I enjoyed it. I enjoy meeting people from all different types. Different types of music. We've got
Snoop-a-loop.
heavy metal. We've had country legends. We've had
We're going
rock and roll
streaking.
people.
It's so
on-
good when it touches your lips. It's
It's
so
just
good.
nice to be able to kind of dance in all of those genres.
Later
you know?
on, we're going to Bed Bath and Beyond.
It was
Then
pretty
we have
fun.
dinner at Olive
We
Garden.
gotta have a-
We're gonna tune into what they're talking about.
We have a pretty busy Sunday afternoon planned.
We're going to Bed Bath and Beyond, and then we're going to Home Depot.
Old school.
I don't know if we'll have time.
That's a funny movie.
Do you know how they referenced the only
Do
restaurant?
you know who else was in that? The Ramini.
The Remedy.
Whatever.
Yeah, they did all
Stacey
those. Olive
Carosi.
Garden, Home Depot.
Home Depot,
The
yeah.
only one they didn't mention was Tchotchkes. I was a little disappointed. No Tchotchkes.
So you think that was like product placement?
No, I think it was more of a political social statement on today's ramifications of the suburbanization of our globalization.
I'm worth $3
of
million
America.
that the government knows about. I got Snoop-a-loop.
It's still not too late, Frankie. Run.
When you are playing live, you have a stage presence that's it's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
What goes through your mind before a show or during the show? Do you consciously think of the ways that you're maybe gonna control the stage, control the crowd?
Well, I've always admired very energetic, kind of ferocious frontmen, like Nick Cave, Iggy Pop, guys like that who are just fucking fruitcakes, you know? And before we play, man, I don't really think much about the show at all. I don't really get excited before we play or get worked up or do psych myself up to play or whatever. I just walk out and you see the kids, and it usually about 30 seconds in, some sort of like mental shift happens, you know, like a seismological shift in my brain plate, I suppose, where I click into, yeah, exactly, you know, and you know, sometimes I think about the words that I'm singing and they, you know, and what they mean, and then sometimes it's like rote resuscitation, I suppose, and it's just like pure energy, you know, emotion. You know, learning to work a big stage like we did on the Slipknot tour is definitely a learning process. You know, we grew up playing little clubs and basements and shit, you know, with no room whatsoever, where you're literally on top of each other. Having that much room, you kind of got to be a little bit more conscientious about, you know, how you're going to interact with the crowd, I suppose, you know, to keep them involved in the energy of the show. So yeah, it's a learning process, but I don't think too much about anything. I just go out and do it. I hear Odorous Urungus from Guar.
He's yelling and screaming.
He's yelling and screaming in the hallway.
So do you feel now that you've been able to learn, or are still learning how to harness that energy of the crowd, or to keep it going, or get it in the peaks and valleys?
Yeah.
It's always a learning process for you?
Yeah, it's always a learning process, and every audience is different, and you have to, you know, kind of gauge after a few songs how they're going to react to what you say, whether or not they're just total berserkers or whether you're going to have to fucking get them into it, you know. So it is a learning process, and you know, I learn every time I'm on the stage.
That's got to be a cool thing to get a handle of, though, because you see probably every place you go, the crowd's going to be different somehow. And to be able to just see that and read that and react to that.
Yeah, it's my job. You know, literally, it's my job to, you know, make sure that the audience has a good show. I mean, these kids paid their $30. They want to see a good show. I'm not going to stand up there like a piece of fucking wood and not do nothing for them. And, you know, if I, you know, pick and choose what I'm going to say to them and, you know, see how they react, it gives them a better show as well. Like our drummer always asks kids, if he meets them after the show, he'll be like, how was your show? Not like, how was the show, but how was your show? Because it's everyone's show, you know? And that's a big thing with us is, you know, interacting with the audience, you know? It's kind of hard to, you know, erase the barrier of the barricade and the big stage and all that shit, but just by being intense and your interaction with the crowd, we try to, you know, separate, like try to erase the separation of like a rock star and audience as much as possible, you know.
Have you ever had a show where maybe you think you didn't get that connection, or it came later?
Everybody's had a shitty show,
yeah.
You know, and there's been a shitty crowd, you know. I mean, it's, you know, everybody's had a bad show or whatever. But lately, everything's been going really well. The kids sing all the lyrics and they freak out, you know. It's a good time. It's their music as well as ours.
Real quick, maybe if you want to touch on just how you prepare your voice for your shows, because, you know, going for that long and belting it out like you do, is there anything special that you do?
I do vocal warm-ups. Sometimes. My vocal coach is a woman out of New York City named Melissa Cross, and she has a DVD out that you can buy on this tour, actually, called The Zen of Screaming. You can go to melissacross.com, and aside from going to a vocal coach, like, the DVD is the best thing anybody who's aspiring, you know, to sing this way can do, is get that DVD, because it has a complete vocal warm-up. She's a very charismatic person, and she knows, she's one of the few vocal coaches in the country that knows how to try and preserve, you know, your throat when you do something like this, you know. So I do vocal warm-up sometimes, you know. Sometimes I don't, though.
Isn't Three Guys Pickin the greatest show ever?
It's the most awesome, most chillin' times ever. We love Three Guys Pickin.
Well, we've got a little thank you for coming on the show. Got an official 3 Guys Pickin
Excellent,
for you.
excellent. I will rock it proudly.
I hope so. We do our best to rock it proudly. And then just want to give you a little DVD. So
Sweet.
you can kind of see what we do.
Thank you.
With our show.
Thank you very much.
We try and focus each episode around who we talk with. So
It looks good. It says really funny with beer.
that's a key.
That's definitely important.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on.
All right, man. Thank you.
3 Guys Pickin.